Recording live from Frieza's spaceship, it's the Dragon Balls Deep Podcast.
We are here, and here is wherever we happen to be at the time. Welcome to the Dragon Balls Deep Podcast. My name's Devin, and as always, I'm joined by Drew.
Obrigado.
Obrigado, indeed.
I don't know what that means.
Is it Japanese?
I think it's
Or Brazilian? I had a Mike Goldberg moment there. Except I got it in reverse. Yeah. What's going on? Anything new in the Dragon Ball world?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, no real news. Still waiting on more announcements about this movie, I guess.
Oh, there's a new episode of Heroes.
I still didn't see the last, couple.
I mean, there's only 4.
What am I missing out on?
Let's see, what happened? The big Saiyan guy was that great ape, and then the one guy who's, doing all this stuff, the guy with the glasses.
Is it Broly?
No.
Who's the big Saiyan guy?
Just some fucking Saiyan guy.
Oh.
But he was a great ape, and then he was not a great ape, and that's kind of it.
He de-transformed?
Yeah.
Any particular reason?
Because the evil guy that's doing all this shit with the prison planet or whatever, he came out with a sword and did some stuff and made him transform.
Was he a Kai? I forget.
I don't think so.
I don't really remember. Was he did he look like Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
No. He looked like Egon from Ghostbusters.
I'm not familiar.
Fuck.
Is that the first one?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, I mean, the second one too, but...
Interesting.
Yeah. I gotta stop referencing old movies on this show.
Hey, I saw Predator.
Oh yeah, we should talk about that.
We should. It was good. Yeah, I don't know if it quite... I had pretty high expectations, and it was solid. I'd give it maybe a 7.9 out of 10.
I suppose that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. It's because I'm watching it in 2018, so...
Right.
But it does hold up in some respects. The Predator itself looks kind of silly when they're... Well, not silly when it's just the Predator, but when he's trying to be invisible, it looks really silly.
Oh. Yeah.
And then the effects, when it's Predator vision or whatever he calls it.
Thermal?
Yeah, the thermal vision looks kind of awful. And what else? There was something that I thought was really funny about the whole thing. I wish I could think of it.
There's a lot of... Did you have a favorite character?
Not really.
You didn't like Jesse Ventura?
I liked Carl Weathers.
Dylan?
Yeah. Dylan, you son of a bitch. There was something funny about, something about the Predator. I don't know if it was something some of his equipment or something, or I don't know. I just thought it was so ridiculous. Oh, I thought it was ridiculous that Arnold Schwarzenegger would cover himself in mud and then Predator couldn't see him. That made no fucking sense. He's not going to put off a heat signature when he's covered in mud.
Well, I mean, even if he didn't, he didn't put mud on his eyeballs.
Is it fucking magic reflective mud?
I don't know. I guess if the mud's really cold.
No, it's not going to lower your core body temperature.
I mean, we don't know how the Predator vision works. It's thermal-ish, but I don't know.
I call bullshit on that. Especially your name's Predator, man. You should be able to find something that's covered in mud. It's your purpose in life.
I guess.
But it was Arnold in the sequel.
Predator 2, no. It's Danny Glover, Bill Paxton, and fucking what's his name? Crazy guy.
Mel Gibson?
No, no.
Oh, well, I know who you're talking about. God damn it, Gary Busey.
Gary Busey, yeah. Yeah, he's in it.
That sounds pretty good.
It's crazy, Gary Busey, too.
Yeah, like post car accident or whatever. What happened to Gary Busey?
I think it was a motorcycle accident, was it?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah,
that sounds like something I have to watch.
I don't think it's not as good as the first one, but very enjoyable.
I don't expect it to be. Yeah. Sweet. I have something to look forward to. Got some movies to watch. All right. No corrections. No Dragon Ball news. No new figures.
I think I don't know if they're new or not, but Bam Presto, like on their Twitter, they're always posting figures.
I'm just talking about I haven't gotten any new ones.
Oh, okay.
I'm not buying no figures. I'm what am I doing?
There's
going on strike.
Cum strike.
Cum strike. What's the word I'm looking for? Not going on. I'm taking a fuck. I'm at a loss of words. I'm not buying any more figures until they fucking make some Piccolo figures.
Ah. Okay.
I'm protesting. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, well, I saw they have like a Resolution of Soldiers Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. He's got like interchangeable parts. It's pretty nice.
I saw something. I saw the...
And there's those...
How about that Crunchyroll one I showed you?
Oh, God.
It was like the worst figure I ever saw.
Yeah, that's bad.
Whoever made that should be ashamed of themselves. It's priced accordingly, I guess. It's $7. Although I wouldn't pay $7 for it.
No.
If you want to check it out, it's on Crunchyroll's website. If you go on their clearance figures. I don't remember why. I think I saw it. Like it just showed up on my Twitter feed or something, and I clicked on it. Just curious what Crunchyroll had to offer.
There's a new Super Saiyan God Vegeta figure.
Word.
It's got the red hair.
Crunchyroll did have a couple of cool ones that I saw. There was a Vegeta one and a Trunks one. And they're both like 11-inch figures. They look pretty cool, but they were expensive though. They were like $90, $100 out of my price range. This is kind of unrelated, but I stumbled upon, I didn't know that Bill Burr was a One Punch Man fan.
Oh, yeah. You heard his big rant about it?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's like the last person I expected to be watching anime. I guess he just stumbled upon it one day on...
Yeah, Netflix, I guess.
Pretty cool. He should check out like Cowboy Bebop. You might like that too.
I imagine he doesn't have a lot of time, but...
Not really, but I mean, hey, if you got time to watch One Punch Man...
One Punch Man.
There's only like 2 seasons of that shit. Fucking...
When's his show coming back? Because that shit's funny.
Hopefully, I think soon. He talked... Where did I see him last? He was on maybe Conan or something.
Conan.
It should be coming out soon, I think, in a couple weeks. It's already done. They're just editing it now.
Word.
Yeah. Sweet. Ready to get this show on a roll?
Dragon Ball Z, episode 54. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. It'd suck if I watched all these episodes and none of them were right.
I've almost done that before.
Kickoff. We pick up at Guru's house. He seems to be snoring. Dende asks Krillin,
I think he just has sleep apnea.
Do you think he fell asleep? Well, large people tend to fall asleep like that, so...
Yeah, it's that,
surprised Bert isn't nodding out on podcasts and shit.
It's true.
Do you think he's gonna win the belt?
I don't know. You gotta believe in the Mickey Mantle gene.
Do you think he comes in last place?
I think I want to say Ari comes in last place.
I think Ari cheats.
He might try and cheat.
I think he gives some fucking guy at a gym his little thing to use.
Yeah, I
Because
think
nobody's gonna know because he's off in fucking New York.
I think it's gonna be Rogan in first, Tom in second, Bert in third, and Ari in fourth. It's a toss up between Ari and Bert, though.
Yeah,
I can see either one of those guys pulling ahead of the other.
yeah. I could see Tom winning it.
I don't. I just don't think they're on the same level as Rogan.
I could see Tom just going absolutely crazy.
I can too, but I think Tom's max crazy is not even like comparable to Rogan's normal
agree.
day.
But just
And Rogan's taking this shit serious, and he's like the most competitive person ever.
yeah, and he's doing like yoga on top of the shit.
Yeah, there's no way. Like,
And he's going fucking elk hunting.
I believe they're both going to give 100% effort, but Rogan's 100% is just way higher.
Yeah. He was on to something when he was like, he's going elk hunting and he's going to be like hiking mountains and shit.
Oh, yeah.
That's
They're fucked.
yeah. What? Why are we talking about
Guru.
this?
Obese Guru. Guru's fat.
Can we call him Bert from now on?
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Bert talks about... I'm kind of tired, so everything's like twice as funny to me now. Bert talks about Frieza killing almost everyone on planet Namek. Krillin tells Bert... Krillin tells Bert that the reason they came was so that they could hide his Dragon Ball so that Frieza doesn't get it. Dende tells Bert that Krillin wants to use the Dragon Ball to wish back his friends that were killed by the evil people that are now wreaking havoc on planet Namek, and that they might be able to help them defeat Frieza and his men. Bert asks Krillin how he knows of the Dragon Balls. Krillin says they used to have a set on Earth. Bert says, impossible.
I chuckled at this a little bit. Because literally like 5 seconds later, he's like, oh yeah, the one guy that got off the planet that happens to be like one of the only people that can make Dragon Balls. Yeah, that guy. Now I remember.
This part also doesn't make a lot of sense, and we'll get into it. Krillin explains that one Namek escaped the Great Storm and came to Earth as a child and grew up to become guardian of Earth, and he's the one that created the Dragon Balls. Bert says he remembers this child. And then here, I made note of this. Bert calls him Kami, as if that's his name. Like, he just called him that. Like, no one, like, Krillin never said or anything, but Kami's not his name. Like, that's his title.
Yeah.
Kami himself doesn't even remember his name.
It's probably something they fucked up in the translation.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wrote. Funimation fucked up here.
But Guru actually calls him by his actual name, right? Or was that just... Yeah, he calls him like Cash or something. Cash is...
No, he doesn't have a name.
I think it was... Well, he's talking to... He mentions...
He mentions
his parents'
like
names.
his... Yeah, he mentions his parents. Because that's why later when Piccolo and Kami fuse back into one, they're known as the unnamed Namek.
They are?
Mm-hmm. Because they don't actually have a name. Because they don't remember their name. So they're just known as the unnamed Namek. But then Piccolo's like, fuck it, just call me Piccolo.
Yeah, actually, now that I'm looking at this part again with the translation, pretty much all of Krillin's like backstory or whatever he's telling, it's non-existent. All he says is whatever, during your planet's crisis, there was a Namekian who made his way to Earth, and then there's just nothing. Then it just pans to like the little video sequence.
Right.
And there's no narration or anything. So yeah,
Of
that's
course.
just Funimationism. But I thought it was interesting because I didn't really remember this part very well, and I like how they like, kind of because as Guru's talking about, they must have been Super Saiyans that killed him because that's a really powerful Namek. And then I'm like, well, a regular Saiyan killed him with ease, so I don't really know what Guru's talking about. And I'm like, oh yeah, but he didn't know about them splitting up. And then he reads Krillin's brain and figures that shit out.
Yeah. Spoiler, you're skipping like way ahead.
Not way ahead, it's like a couple minutes.
Bert says Kami is from the dragon family, which is what gives him the ability to create the Dragon Balls. Krillin explains that he was killed during the battle with the Saiyans. Bert says anyone that could defeat someone like Kami must be a Super Saiyan. Dun dun dun. Is this the first time we've heard the term Super Saiyan?
No, I don't think so. I think Frieza might have mentioned it.
I know Vegeta, I don't know if it was when he was fighting Goku or if it was when he was watching Goku beat up Nappa, but I remember Vegeta, he's like thinking to himself and he's like, how is he so strong? Could he be and then he's like, impossible. You know, he doesn't actually say it. Yeah. But
I'm almost positive Super Saiyan's already been mentioned. I don't really remember when, but I know when during all the talks about the hybrids, the humans and the Saiyans breeding, I think it was briefly mentioned there that might be where Super Saiyans come from.
Interesting.
It got mentioned somewhere because I know we fucking brought it up before.
It'll be a correction for next episode.
Yeah.
Write it down.
Writing it down.
Krillin says, a Super Saiyan? What's that? Bert tells Krillin to come close, and he places his hand on Krillin's head. He tells Krillin to clear his mind so that he can feel his past, whatever that means.
The power of Christ compels you.
We see a flashback of Kami splitting with his evil and Piccolo being born. How Bert can see this through Krillin, I have no idea.
Yeah. Who the fuck knows? Some strange powers.
Bert explains that before Kami could become guardian of Earth, he had to purge even the smallest hint of evil from his heart. Thus he split into two, and Piccolo was born. Bert goes on to explain that when he split into two, his power also split between the two halves, and if they ever reunite, they would never be defeated by any normal Saiyan. We talked about this last episode too, I think.
Briefly, yeah.
Yeah, when Kami and Piccolo merge.
I didn't quite remember Guru being the first one to bring it up, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really remember that either. Bert says he can see that Krillin's intentions are pure, so he grants him permission to take the Dragon Ball. Back at the cave, Bulma brushes her hair while Gohan goes to the bathroom. Great. Back at Bert's house, Bert says he hopes there's still time for Krillin to make his wish. Krillin says,
I'm not sure where in this scene, but I know Guru, he refers to the Dragon Balls as the balls of hope. Which, that's kind of silly.
I mean, I guess he's not wrong.
The balls of hope. How dare Frieza try to steal the balls of hope?
Got any hope in those balls?
Oh, God.
Bert says he only has a few days left to live, and if they can't gather the other 6 Dragon Balls in time, they will disappear. Bert says that Krillin is very brave, that he has a lot of power within him, much of which is still sleeping. Bert offers to awaken this sleeping power.
Oh shit, Bert about to unleash the doormat powers.
the doormat powers?
The doormat powers.
Bert places his...
That's how Ricky would say dormant powers.
Yeah, I can see that. Bert places his hand on Krillin's head again and does some magic stuff. Krillin's hidden power...
He's a magnetic healer.
Some what?
He's a magnetic healer.
Oh. Krillin's hidden power has now been unlocked. Krillin then tells Guru that he has a friend he'd like him to try this on, and if anyone has hidden powers, it's him. Bert tells Krillin to bring him. Krillin then wonders what to do with the Dragon Ball. Bert tells Krillin that he entrusted him with that responsibility, and that the fate of the planet is in his hands. No pressure.
Yeah, it's not like Krillin's known to fail in pressure situations.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't fuck this up completely. At least it's not like his fault.
I'm still going to blame it on him.
Krillin takes off to go get Gohan, Dragon Ball in hand. Cut to somewhere else on planet Namek. One of Frieza's men is flying around, presumably searching for more Namekian villages, and he finds one. But unfortunately, it's already been destroyed. He then notices that one of the Nameks is still alive, crawling towards the water where Vegeta hid the Dragon Ball. Frieza's henchman asks the Namek what happened. The Namek says a Saiyan took the Dragon Ball. It was Vegeta. The henchman kills the Namek. I'm a little... like he's crawling towards the water, and he's like, I have to get the Dragon Ball. And then he's like, Vegeta took the Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
But I guess he just didn't want to tell the guy that, well, he didn't know the guy was evil, because he was asking him for help.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he was just about to tell him where the Dragon Ball is, though. That would be silly.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially since he has no idea who it is. For all he knows, it's Vegeta's friend. Came back to finish the job.
Cut to Frieza's spaceship. That's where we are.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, brother. It's red and yellow, dude. Zarbon arrives and informs Frieza that he found Vegeta and defeated him. Frieza asks if he's sure that Vegeta's dead. Zarbon says he didn't check his pulse, but it's highly unlikely he survived. 1 in a million chances.
Well,
so you're saying there's a chance?
I think you'd be surprised.
Zarbon says he saw Vegeta fall in the water and not get back up. Frieza says he should have gone in after him. Frieza calls Zarbon careless. Frieza's henchman arrives and says he found a village, but it was already destroyed and the Dragon Ball was missing. He says there was one Namek left who said Vegeta took the Dragon Ball. So he killed the Namek and came back to tell Frieza. Frieza says, so you killed the only witness. Frieza then kills the henchman and tells Zarbon to expect the same thing to happen to him if he can't find the Dragon Ball.
Fucking Frieza. I hate Frieza's voice in the dub. It's been annoying me. I almost wanted to switch it back to the subs. But
yeah, it's not the best.
I almost hate Frieza's dub voice as much as I hate Goku's Japanese voice.
Yeah. Why don't you like Goku's voice?
Because it's an old lady.
Okay, fair enough. Are you racist towards old Japanese ladies?
They're perfectly fine if they're playing the character of an old Japanese lady.
Oh. I don't think there are any of those in Dragon Ball.
There's Chi-Chi.
I don't think Chi-Chi's Japanese. She might be Chinese.
Yeah.
Frieza then calls in a pool and tells him to contact the Ginyu Force and have them deployed to planet Namek immediately. Zarbon questions if calling the Ginyu Force is a good idea and says he has everything under control and can handle it himself. Frieza says he destroyed the Saiyans and their home planet because he feared they would become a problem, and it seems that Vegeta is starting to become that problem. And on top of that, there are others. Zarbon says, "You don't mean the one Saiyan and his son that Vegeta fought on Earth. I don't see how they could possibly worry you." Frieza tells Zarbon to fuck off and find Vegeta. Frieza says the Saiyans are starting to become a thorn in his side, and every time they fight, they get stronger. If they continue to multiply their strength, there's no telling what they'll be capable of, so it's best to eliminate them now before they can get any stronger. Speaking of Saiyans, somewhere deep in space, Goku is taking a nap on the floor. Goku wakes up and tries to move, but he can't. Yeah.
What was he? Was he in 100 times gravity yet?
I think he's still in 50.
Slacking.
Yeah. Back on planet Namek, Vegeta struggles to move, but passes out. Zarbon shows up and finds him unconscious, so Zarbon grabs Vegeta and carries him back to Frieza's ship. Did you like the way Zarbon was carrying him? Or just like had him by the hand?
I didn't really notice.
It's pretty funny. Cut to the cave. Gohan is outside working on his sky punches while Bulma watches the dragon radar. She notices that a Dragon Ball is moving and it's heading right towards them. It's heading straight for us. They assume that it's Krillin, and they would be correct. Bulma then shows Gohan that there's 5 Dragon Balls together, which they already knew about, but there's also a single Dragon Ball by itself. Gohan says that it's actually not too far from them. Gohan then realizes that it's where they sensed Vegeta attacking that village. Gohan wonders why Vegeta left it there. Bulma thinks that maybe he couldn't find it. Gohan decides to take the radar and go get it before someone else does.
Didn't even think for a second that it might be a trap.
I mean,
that's the first thing I would have thought.
I mean, it's a 5-year-old and Bulma.
Bulma's been in quite a few traps. She should recognize when it's a trap by now.
That's true. It's a trap. Had to do it. Cut to Frieza's ship. Vegeta is now in a float tank. I imagine they gave him some ketamine before he went in.
How else are you going to talk to the dolphins?
Right? Apul and Zarbon are standing by watching to make sure Vegeta doesn't regress into a prehistoric hominid. Zarbon tells Apul to let him know when he's ready so he can start torturing him. And Mr. Narrator sends us off. The end.
Yeah, and just when shit's starting to get good.
Yeah. And just when things are starting to get good, and then we get the next episode.
Yeah. Can we skip the first 45 minutes of the next episode?
The first 45 minutes?
Yeah, as in let's skip a few episodes. I want Ginyu Force. That's what I'm waiting for now.
That doesn't come in 6 days, and you know how 6 days is like at least 12 episodes.
Ugh, don't remind me. Nah, Ginyu Force should be here in like 10 episodes, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, it was okay. I thought it was semi-interesting. I like the little, get the refresher on the Kami backstory.
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, I'll take this over what we're about to get.
God, I don't even want to think about it.
Well,
It's a wrap.
Follow us on Twitter at DBDPod. Download, like, subscribe, rate, review, and as always,
tune in next time for another exciting episode of the Dragon Balls Deep Podcast.